And good morning, New Mexico. We are 99.9 FM, M810. It's time once again for that Rusty Nut Show. This is great show heard right here on your community radio station. And of course, we want to check in with the Rusty Nut himself, Mr. Gabriel Garcia of the Auto Angel. Good morning, Gabriel.
Buenos dias, Patricio. Happy Taco Tuesday, hombre.
It is a wonderful day. And before we get going and rocking and rolling, I want to thank Advanced Auto Parts, proud sponsors of this great show, heard every Tuesday at 10:30. And of course, they're right there on Siler Road for all your automotive needs. Visit with Advanced Auto Parts.
And don't do your Valentine's Day shopping at Advanced.
Why not?
Well, try it and see what happens.
Well, maybe your wife or
You're
girlfriend
gonna be walking around with that ice scraper sticking out the backside, bro.
Well, as long as you use
she's not gonna appreciate it.
You can say you bought it for her, but you're gonna scrape her windows.
She's not gonna like you, bro.
You got to be quick, brother.
Get yourself a gift certificate to the Holiday Inn because you're gonna be stuck over there solo.
You got it. What's going on? What are we talking about?
So this is the Rusty Nut Show. Those of you who just landed on the dial by chance, or those of you that listen regularly, the purpose of the show is, we're trying to give back to community by educating people how to keep their second largest investment in life. Usually that's your automobile, second to your home. How to keep it, in front of the tow truck rather than where?
On top of the tow truck, like you're in a parade a la mustard.
You're in the fiesta parade.
Yeah.
That's what we don't need. We don't need you parading down Spears Road all quebrao.
Que viva, I messed up my car. I'm ruining it myself.
Ruin it yourself. And so this show is all about gratitude. Thank you so much to the Gonzalez family for having Que Suave Radio and giving shows like this a voice. I hear all the time all the different shows that you guys broadcast, all the different interviews. They really do pertain to the listening community. They can relate to what the topic is based right here in where we live. So thank you so much for that. Our team here at the Auto Angel, thank you so much to Ernest, Norma, Adan, Emilio, Todd, Antonio, David, and even Vanessa. She's licking her wounds because the 49ers didn't do it.
Oh, man.
Yeah, she hasn't been in since. I think she's getting a disguise for all the talk she talked. But anyway,
well, it could have gone either way.
Well, it didn't.
It didn't, though.
Happy Taco Tuesday. This show is powered by Whistleberries. And let's get into, I want to say a quick hi to my mom and my suegra, my other suegra. Mama. And Carolina.
Did I tell you that joke?
Oh, here we go, everybody.
No.
Turn the volume down.
I think I might have told you, but since you have two mother-in-laws,
okay.
Did I tell you who the luckiest man in the world is or was?
Nope.
Adam. He didn't have a mother-in-law.
That's like Adam when I told you the penalty for having two wives is having two mother-in-laws.
There you go.
Anyway, let's move on. We want to go ahead and start off with our red, white, and blue thank you. This is to all enlisted servicemen and women, active duty, stateside, abroad, reservists, veterans, and most of all, the families that support these brave men and women. Patricio, you and I always just, reinforce the fact that there's empty seats at kitchen tables, at dining room tables all over the United States right now, as you and I are here on the radio, where someone's missing a loved one who's volunteered to protect our freedoms.
Yeah. I mean, we've even seen right here, whether it's protecting our freedom, we're just serving. We see where some of our National Guardsmen are there substituting teachers. You know what? They do it all. And so we live in the greatest country ever because of people like our National Guard.
Administering the first COVID shots.
That's right. And so Marines, Navy, Air Force, Army, Coast Guard.
Boom.
Hopefully I didn't leave anybody out. Our police officers, first responders. We appreciate everything that you guys do. We, again, our life is so safe compared to other places because I love you and their families.
No doubt. And there's so many parts of this country right now that are, suffering from major natural disasters, tornadoes, stuff like that. And that's where the National Guard really steps in and provides with just the main resources sometimes, providing water and generators and things like that. So you just don't know till you need them.
We're blessed.
We are. There's no doubt. Then we move from there, usually from the red, white, and blue thank you into the azul gracias. But this year, starting in 22, we decided that we'd take that away. The Azul Gracias was our way of thanking, basically people that are in the blue collar service community doing jobs that were unrecognized, usually in a lot of cases. And we decided after 2 years of that, we're going to get into the backbone of America and the foundation of New Mexico, which is job creators that provide critical services that even our governments don't provide. And often we as consumers take for granted. They give back in many ways, such as sponsoring youth leagues, tournaments, and so on. So many people think that small business owners are rich, and what they fail to understand is how hard most of these owners had to work to build reputable businesses. I mean, the bills never stop, that technology is racing, and the demand can be overwhelming. It can be very stressful for those people, and they put a lot of sweat equity in. So shop local is kind of what we're always trying to preach, and small, preferably at places where the owner is present. But still, Rusty Nut certified opinion this is that we don't exclude or say don't patronize chain stores or like big dealerships or big lumber places, even big food chains, because these companies are huge, but they create jobs and they're usually vested in the community. They've got roots here. So we're not saying to not support them, but when you have a choice and you get to go walk into Big Joe and buy something, that's a good choice. So we support that here with the Rusty Nut Show.
Yep, I think it's an excellent choice, and more than like you said, supporting our small businesses, which my dad had always said that they're the backbone of America. We're the backbone of America, you and us.
Yeah,
But
there you
and
go.
of course, she said the chain stores, but if we can do something, and I'm still the old timer, brother. I don't really know how to shop online, and I don't shop online, and so
Good job.
so if you can buy stuff here, go do it. Go do it
All
at
right, so
Advanced Auto Parts and stuff like
hold
that.
on. Let me throw something your way now because you're gonna have to really back me up on this one. So this week's business of the week is Castro's Restaurant. This is a family business, and it's the birthplace of the Rusty Nut Show. ¿Te acuerdas? You
Yeah.
remember?
Well, one of
All
these
right,
days we're gonna go do the show from there. When things open up, we're
there
gonna
you
go
go.
over there and do it, baby.
It has some of the best sopa pillars in town. It's always packed with clients, and you can tell a restaurant's really good when your clients are willing to park at Cheeks just to get into your business.
Yeah, and I'm a big fan of the chicharron burrito Christmas, baby. I think they got to be one
Christmas
of
chicharrón
the
burrito. Who's
best
the owner over there?
chicharron. Well, Mrs. Castro. No, that was the mom, and then
Oh,
the
see, I
daughter.
tell you, you know more about it than I do. You
The
actually
the
know them.
the daughter bought it, and Bubba, if you can put it across the screen, because my mind went blank, but I know Bubba's gonna tell us who it is. Because thank God for Bubba and our producer.
I knew I was gonna test you and see what you could do because you're
Well,
always bragging.
because first it was Julia Castro, and then of course the daughter took it over, and so Bubba must be asleep. I'm gonna yell it. There it is, Alma.
Alma
I knew Alma
Castro.
Castro. Yeah, she
Well,
took it
great
over
job
from
there
her
on
parents.
Cerrillos. And she has a unique issue, there being able to thrive with that business. Everyone who drives down Cerrillos Road knows that there's a challenge there with her neighbor, and how many people there are, they're challenging every business on that little corridor. So good job to the Castro family by providing a great service, even under some conditions that are more challenging than some other restaurants have to deal with.
Yep, very challenging. Because of the location of one of the neighbors, but it's going to work out. God
They,
willing.
they they have good faith, bro. They're getting it done.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right, so now we'll get into Kyovo of the day. We'll start off from me to mi hermana Susana. Thank you for taking the time to bake Valentine cookies with my youngest daughter, and for always making time for her nieces. She even dog sits every week for one of her nieces. The next shout out goes to Braulio Vargas. Este vato is going to straight to heaven because he's doing his penance daily with his woman Vanessa.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
She was supposed to be here today to contradict that, but anyway. And then, last but not least, Kyovo to Leroy and his team over at Parts Plus, a bunch of good pros helping shops and Ruin It Yourselfers here in Santa Fe. He's originally from Santa Fe, but he's a Pecoso now. He's from La Jolla these
Oh, yeah.
days.
Beautiful. What a lucky man to be able to live
Your
out
turn,
there.
bro. Kyovo.
I'm going to say hi to Pat Aranda from Aranda's Plumbing and Heating. And of course, Trish Desjardins, she works there with him. Ron and Angela Chavez, we think of you every day, brother. Michael Waterman,
Hey, Waterman. We haven't said hi to Waterman in a while.
he's like a sports fanatic, and then he's also a music buff. You can ask him or play any song, and he's going to know it. and
He actually worked like at the original Astrodome or something like that. I forget what he told me.
he knows it, man. He says he was really good in basketball, but I haven't seen it. And
I
then of
think he can
course
double dribble as good as you.
our diehard Benny Zamora Trucking, he always texts me when the show's going on saying, "Hey, you guys are spot on. Gabe's right, you're wrong," or something. But and then last but not least, Ranger. Good morning, Ranger. How you doing, brother? Over
Talk
there at the
about
new old
double
San Pedro
dribbling.
Garage.
Yeah, what the he double dribbles.
Well, it don't matter, brother, because if you can get away with it, you do.
Ranger, danger lurks where Ranger works. All
Hey,
right,
real
go
quick,
for it.
Bubba, we're on, of course,
Norma, lista.
Facebook. We're on Facebook. We're on Instagram. We're on Que Suave Radio 99.9 FM and on YouTube. So you can catch us, check us out. If you don't catch the program live right now, go to Facebook or Instagram or YouTube and you can listen to it again.
Norma's coming
Watch
up
us.
with the Spanglish lesson of the day, Patricio. Listo?
I'm ready, of course. Estoy listo. And of course, Advanced Auto Parts, proud sponsors of this great show. And we want to thank the Auto Angel as well. Norma, buenos días, le Dios. ¿Cómo está?
Hola, buenos días, Patricio. Gusto de saludarle de nuevo. ¿Ya está listo para la palabra?
Sí, estoy listo, pero ¿cómo fue su fin de semana y su lunes ayer? ¿Fue bien?
Muy buenos, muy bendecidos, gracias a Dios.
Amén.
Esperemos que todos también estén bien y bendecidos con mucha salud, ¿verdad?
¿Verdad? Con la salud, primero Dios y luego la salud, porque sin
Exactamente,
Dios y sin salud no tenemos nada.
exactamente.
Yeah.
Muy cierto, Patricio.
Ok. ¿Qué es la palabra?
La palabra va a ser fuel pump.
Fuel
¿Sabe
pump.
usted cómo se dice fuel pump en español?
Una pompe para la gasolina.
No, es la bomba del combustible.
La bomba.
Ajá, la
De
bomba.
That's combusted. That's like a combustion
Fuel,
bomb.
it will be no, it will be fuel.
Oh,
Fuel pump,
okay.
bomba de combustible, ¿ok? ¿Y para qué sería eso? Bueno, podemos decir, let's say you see a sign, right? The sign on the fuel pump said it was out of order, right?
Right.
So it will be important, that one. So, el letrero en la bomba de combustible dice que está fuera de servicio.
I got it. It's so pretty much you can say it's not working, the fuel pump.
Yeah,
Or está quebrado.
Ajá, está
O no
descompuesto.
sirve.
Sí,
Tíralo
o
en
no
el
sirve.
dompe.
Sí. A
Tírala
ver,
en la
¿cómo va a
bomba.
decir?
Tira ese bomba combustible en el dompe.
Ajá. Y Patricio, como se perdió muchos días, ¿cómo se dice trunk en español? A ver, es una prueba.
Voy a ir a mi tronque para quitar el jaque para componer mi flate. ¿No?
Cajuela.
Cajuela. Ok.
Ajá, cuídese, ¿ok?
Bueno, ok. Dios te
Hasta
bendiga.
luego.
Pasa
Un
buen
saludo
día.
a toda la gente bonita de Nuevo México. Bye.
Okay, bye. Norma with the Auto Angel, and of course, the Spanglish word of the day. I'll bet Gabe was not listening. Go ahead and say it, Gabe, in Spanish.
La tronca.
No, brother. La bomba combustible.
Oh, I would have said la bomba de gasolina.
That's what I told her.
See, I wasn't listening. I was hiding over there.
Yeah, the fuel pump, la pompa del gasolina no sirve. Tira esa cosa en el dompe. There you go. Anyway, so we're going to be talking about, I take it, fuel pump, and Mr. Gabriel is getting his whistleberries ready to rock and
Ándale,
roll. So,
vámonos. Let's get
dale,
started on
abuelo.
the real rusty nuts certified bolts nuts.
Okay.
So what we're going to talk about today is locking lug nuts.
I thought we were talking about the fuel pump.
No, you were talking about the fuel pump with Norma.
Well, why do you have that, the Spanglish word of the
She
day?
gets
We're
to
not gonna
pick
talk
whatever
about?
word she wants.
Que
If
mujer.
you want to take it up with a woman, go ahead. I stay out of the way. I'm a smart
Okay.
man.
Locking,
Caroline has me trained well.
locking lug
I
nuts.
like to
Hey,
eat good and
brother.
sleep well.
can I tell you something?
No.
You're already married to her. Quit being a brown nose.
Yee! No way, bro. I'm never going to stop. Anyway,
Okay.
let's rock and roll. If you've ever bought your car to a shop, so let's say you take your car in for tires, or you've been asked, you might get asked if your vehicle has a wheel lock key. Some vehicles come with locking lug nut on each wheel. Also, sometimes people that get custom or aftermarket wheels, put them on. They're like a regular lug nut, but they have a cutout in them that you need a key to remove them. Okay, so
And
that
some, I
so
was going to
like
say
in the
some are,
picture, there's a regular
okay,
lug nut, right?
got it.
An Acorn chrome solid metal. So those of you listening, I'm showing on the video here what a regular lug nut looks like, and then this is more what a locking lug nut is. See it?
Okay. Yeah. And I've
So
seen some with inside the top of it, like,
yeah, inside the top of it, también. So
right.
anyway, I won't spend too much time trying to show it because we're on the radio, and the whole point of this is teach people. So each set of wheel locks have their own key, and they're used to deter, I call it deter amateur criminals from stealing your wheels. The whole point is kind of like putting a lock on a glass door. You know, it would be easy for somebody to break the window and walk right through a glass door, right? But you
Mhm.
lock it anyway. Helps keep honest people honest. That's the point. Follow?
And are they really hard to, do they really work?
You know, I bet if so many people would have their own version of it, had wheel locks on and they still stole their wheels. I don't really know how popular wheel and tire theft is anymore. I don't know if it ever really was, but it's something that human beings have been trained to purchase protection against.
I know it can give people a headache, people that own cars that, and it just happened to my son-in-law and my daughter. They couldn't find the key to, I'm not going to say what type of vehicle, but they couldn't find the key to they got a flat and he was trying to change it, couldn't find it, had to go to the dealership and order it because none of the auto parts stores had it. Took him like 2 or 3 days to get it.
So you just took the whole show and summarized it right there, bro. I guess we could just get off the radio now.
Don't get mad at me. Let me text Caroline and tell her not. So go ahead.
Caroline, if you get a text from Patricio, don't take it.
No.
Anyway, now that thunder over here took the lightning out of the storm.
No, because we got to learn still.
All right, let's keep going. So again, the whole point of that lock is to deter amateur criminals from stealing your wheels. The key usually comes in a set, which can be found with the spare tire tools or sometimes in the glove box. If the key gets lost or gets broken somehow, the manufacturer might be able to get you a new one, but this could take weeks. How about that? I took 2 hours to write that down, and you summarized it in a 2-second story.
Right. Well, I'm more concerned about whether one, they work, and two, if it's
well,
worth
it worked really well because it kept your son-in-law from being able to change the flat.
That's true.
So you can't get it off if you're an amateur. We'll go with that.
Okay.
He's a professional at his job, but when it comes to removing wheels, that's not what he does every day.
Exactly.
So if
and that's
he
why we have this show, because we're being educated. We're learning about different things.
So one of the first things I suggest to people is, it's a good idea to make sure you get your wheel lock key back whenever your wheels are removed. That's critical, because what happened to your familia, it happens to people all the time. Where shops all over the United States right now have a collection of these sockets because the tech doesn't mean to, but keeps it. And when he sees 15, 20 cars a day to do tires on them, he might not even remember which one it came from. And at the end of a full day, and then you put your tools away, and there's this special socket there that you accidentally kept, you don't know which car it came off of.
Right.
You'd like to do the right thing and call that person, but you saw 20 cars.
So that tool, so Gabe's holding a tool right now in his hand. So those of you that want to check it out, of course, we're on the radio, but you can go to Facebook and Instagram and.
But then you have to see Patricio without a mask, so I don't recommend it.
I would recommend it. And I know that you would say once you see me and you see Gabe, you're going to thank God that Gabe has to wear a mask. So the tool you're holding in your hand, though, is it pretty much for all locking
Good
nuts,
question.
or
No.
Are there different ones?
There's a whole bunch of different ones. So we'll go
Different
with the Rusty
sizes.
Nut certified opinion right now. So to answer your question, there are different, like keys to a home.
Okay.
You might have the same brand in the whole Balama neighborhood because they sublet all that job out, but not one key fits in any same house because a locksmith was able to tailor it. Well, that's not any different on a lug nut. So the manufacturers of the locking lug nuts can tailor it just enough that one key won't work on a different car or a different set of lug nuts anyway.
Got it.
It'll work on all the ones on that car, and they're usually sold in a set of 4, so each wheel gets one lock. Follow?
Yes, sir.
Got
it.
So the Rusty Nut certified money-saving tip for all car owners is if your car has a locking lug nut, you must own a wheel lock key. You can protect yourself from losing it by placing it in your cup holder when you drop your car off for service, and make sure it's there when you pick the car up. Then put it away where it belongs yourself. I'm not saying leave it in the cup holder forever, because that's how it's going to get lost. A lost key means you'll be unable to use your spare tire and it'll cost you money, which Patricio just said his family experience. So again, it's your car. You walk up to it every day. And now after listening to the show, walk up to a car and see if you can tell if it has locking lug nuts. So 4 of the 5 lug nuts look like a traditional chrome Acorn, and one of them looks different. If one of them looks different, then that's the locking one. That means you have a special socket or key that fits it. So it's probably with your tire tools if you bought that car new. Maybe if you bought it pre-owned, but that first place to look for it's going to be wherever the tire tools are. The best way to find the tire tools are what, Patricio?
I'd say just go to the one. Ask if you're buying a car. Make sure you find out where they are. If you're buying a used one, ask the old. Make sure you check in the glove. I would say that's usually where they'd keep it.
Okay, so we're talking about to everyone listening now who's never really dealt with this or wants to actually take some away from the show. Look where your tire tools are. So you established already, walked out to your car. It has a locking lug nut. Now you want to know where the socket is or the key. We can call it the same thing. You don't know where to start looking? Grab your owner's manual in your glove box. Look
There
up
you go.
spare tire or flat tire, something like that. That'll help you get to the portion of the book that shows you where the tire tools are stored. Some of them are tough to find. They'll throw you for a loop where they hide them. And I won't even go over all the different makes and models of where the tools are hidden. But wherever the tools are, it's likely that you're going to find the key. So the best part of this is if you go to the glove box, you're looking for the owner's manual anyway, you might find this socket in the glove box. A lot of times it's in a little plastic bag with a little reorder form included, okay, in case you lose it. That's usually when those lug nuts were installed at the dealer. They installed them. They took one good lug nut off, put on that locking one, put the key in the glove box. So you'll find it there. So again, Patricio, you brought your truck in with locking lug nuts. You know you have it. What do you do with the key? You're going to leave it at the Auto Angel for an oil change.
Well, I would think that hopefully we if I got to give it to you guys, is that what
So
the
you're
question
dropping
is?
your car off for service. What are you taking away from the show today?
I'm taking
You're
away.
taking your car in for service, and you know it
Right.
has locking lug nuts. What's your responsibility as the owner?
Make sure that the what is it called? the tool to take off the locking lug the
Okay,
nut is
make sure
there.
what? Where?
That it's in the vehicle.
Okay, so
Or you
get
can
it.
give it to
Rusty
the
Nut certified opinion is take it out of the glove box, take it out of where the tools belong, and put it in the cup holder. Why?
so the technician will know that it's right there.
And he doesn't have to dig through your glove box. You don't have to look through your personal stuff. You don't have to touch anything. It's right there where you can find it. Plus, when you pick your car up after hours, at 5, at 4, whatever, it's going to be really easy for you to verify that you got it back.
That is a great. I like that. That's profound what you just said about putting it there in the cup
hey,
holder.
talk about brown nosing.
No. Because I was thinking about, well, you don't want people going through your, not that people have, I don't know. You probably have seen glove boxes that
None
are
of them have
amazing.
gloves. Let me just
Yeah.
tell you that. They don't have
But-
I've never found a glove box with gloves. They got everything else you could think of, but they
Yeah.
don't got no gloves. It's
They should do like a reality TV show. What's in your glove box?
oh man, that's gonna be embarrassing for some people. If you ever
Okay.
want to really get bored, watch that show. So let's move now from that. We covered if you learned anything from the show, you learned that today. Now we're going to get into custom aftermarket wheels. Commonly have all of the lug nuts that need this special socket. Same looking socket, but they don't just have one. All 8 on the one wheel have this. All 6, all 5, they're all take this socket. Okay.
Why would they do all 8 when they have
It's
one
custom wheels.
works?
They look cool. They look
Aw.
like that.
Okay,
See that
got
one?
it. Yeah.
Parece más bonito. Or they fit better because of the way the wheel is built. So this type of socket is not unique necessarily, and it's not unique that only fits your vehicles. In other words, there's shops like Garcia Tire, Performance Tire, Henry over here at Performance. They own these sockets. I purchased a set of these. Follow?
Yep.
So I can buy these. They're not really to protect you necessarily against theft. You can buy this at any part store, technically.
Oh, so
it's just like a special socket. It's not a locking. Go ahead.
Well, that was going to be my question. Why put on locking lug nuts when you can go buy the tools to take them off?
And that's a good, I think more than anything, it's not so much that this was ever designed to be a locking lug nut, but it will lock you out of it if you lose the key.
Right.
That's why I'm bringing it up.
But I'm
Because you're
just
going to
saying,
be, so your truck came with this,
got
right?
it.
What
That
is
looks
that?
like mine. I think I put my initials on it.
This is a
That
tire wrench,
tire wrench.
okay? Tire iron, whatever you want to call it. This is designed to fit a regular socket in, right?
Got it.
Or a
Mhm.
regular actual lug nut. And now you have this special one. No vale. You can't take it off. This tool is useless unless you have the key. That's why I threw this into this conversation. Is those of you with those custom wheels, you definitely very likely have this tool in your set. And if you bought your car pre-owned or pre-loved, that key's probably MIA, missing in action.
Yeah, they probably left it on the side of the road. Anyway, also, we want to thank Advanced Auto Parts, proud sponsors of this great show. Gabe, for the wisdom that he gives us and something to think about. And I love the fact about you got me on the part about taking it out and putting it right there in your glove box, because people, well, you have a lot of stuff in your glove box, especially if you kind of save all the receipts every time you take it in for service, keep you the receipts there in the glove box. And so that is profound right there, Gabe. I like that.
Okay. Are we out of time? Are we done? We're
No,
gonna keep going.
you got 3 minutes.
All right. So now we're gonna move from locking lug nuts. We're not gonna repeat this over and over. Here's the next one: chrome, regular, acorn nuts. Okay, regular
Got
lug
it.
nuts. A lot of the newer ones, and not just newer. Remember, the show targets 12-year-old vehicles, and this has been going on even before that. Is they aren't solid chrome. A lot of them, they have a tin cover. Okay.
Mhm.
That tin cover can withstand only so many removal and installations without the tin finally coming apart. So a lot of shops, we use impact guns to pull them off, and then we retorque them to going on. And if you get a flat and those lug nuts, 1 out of the 5 is compromised, that tire wrench isn't going to fit it. Because that, in other words, that cap either spun or that cap doesn't fit. And the reality is, us as professionals in the industry, we got a whole set of sockets. So it's no big deal for us to grab one for 1 lug nuts and another one for the other 4. We don't like it, but we get through it.
Right.
You on the side of the road don't have that option. You have this that came with a car, and you don't have the experience or the aptitude to recognize that why doesn't it fit? It just doesn't add up or make sense to you. It's not your job or your responsibility to know that. Go ahead.
What about having a crossbar where all the
So a crossbar might help, but again, you shouldn't have to. You shouldn't have to carry around a bunch of tools. So what I'm getting at, the whole point of this story is, if your shop, remember, I'm always targeting consumers to give them the benefit of the power of knowledge on what to buy and what not to buy. If you're offered replacement lug nuts because the chrome cap on your lug nuts is coming apart, it's in your best interest to purchase all of them at once and put
Right.
away that opportunity to find yourself stranded. That can be a very expensive. These can be $3-4 a pop. You can have $200-300 worth of service maybe in just lug nuts, depending on the vehicle, the style, etc. So the lesson there is, the shop that's offering to sell them to you didn't cause it. It's a design feature that was built into a car. They were never meant to be permanent, and they will fail at some point.
30 seconds, brother. 30 seconds you
We
got.
even have to buy some tools in half sizes. That's how it's gotten these days, where you never heard of a 21.5 size socket, but they exist. Thank you everyone for listening in. Remember, put that wheel lock key in the cup holder when you drop your vehicle off for service, and make sure it's there when you drive away.
I have another profound question.
A ver, let's see.
You know, this is a rusty nut show. Have they ever found any rusty locking lug nuts?
Oh man, there's
Huh?
no doubt they
That's a
exist.
profound question. You know what I mean? Or
Hey,
you think there-
Patricio,
you
you
think
have
there's
today's February 1st. You have 13 more days to get your act together, bro.
Yes, sir. That was, you know what? I'm right on, spot on. Anyway, hey, we appreciate, and you know, and Gabriel said something very important. If you want to take your car to somebody you trust, somebody that's honest, going to tell you the truth, and if they recommend something, most likely you can trust them, and you want to do that, because thinking about, you on the side of the road and trying to take off that locking lug nut or whatever it may be damaged, it's going to cost you more money than it would for you to buy 6 or 8 brand new ones or whatever, right?
Correct. I mean, the whole point is so that you can keep your family safe on the road where you belong. And quite honestly, the tire is still one of the weakest links. You can have $100,000 vehicle and a little nail that fell off a roofing truck. You're stopped. You're done.
Bam.
You can't
Hey,
drive anymore.
we want to thank Advanced Auto Parts, proud sponsors of this great show. We want to thank, of course, the Auto Angel, 424-3899. You can reach them there. And 99.9 FM, M810 Bubba. Excellent producer, brother. We
Thank you, Bubba.
appreciate you keeping us going. Alma from Castro's, good morning. Thank you for listening to La Que Suave. Back to you, Bubba.